First thing you should do to make sure we all have the same kind of workspace, make sure it's set up the same as mine, is go to Window, Workspaces, and click on Effects. Understanding the Premiere Pro interface is the first step to being able to be a video editor. You need to understand everything that we're looking at here, and it can seem quite overwhelming, but we're going to go through each aspect of it. The first thing that you'll see at the bottom of your page in the middle is something called a timeline. This is where we sequence your footage. Sequencing footage is putting everything in order. So in the middle here, that's where we're going to drag all of our footage in the order that we want it to appear. To the left of that, we have our project window. So you see when I click on it, we have a blue box that highlights that window. So this is our project window. This is where we import all of our footage. You'll see it says add your media, import media there. And we'll do that in a moment. To the right of project, Premiere Pro tutorial, that's what I've called the project. To the right of that, we have something called Media Browser. If we click on that, it'll switch to a different screen, a different window. Now I can expand any of these windows by just clicking and dragging on the outside edge of each window. And this Media Browser is how we can browse through our folders on our computer. So you'll see your OneDrive folder will be there, and there'll be various other folders. If you've plugged in an SD card, that will pop up on here as well. To the right of that, we have libraries. This is where we can create a library to add all of our assets or video files in there. We don't tend to use this library in college, so you don't need to worry about that. And if you want to, you can click on the three bars and close that panel. The info panel here will show you all of the information about whatever you have selected on the timeline. Your markers tab will show you all the different markers that you have added to your sequence, and we'll go through markers in a later video. I'm going to go back to the project tab because that's what I like to leave it as. I'm going to close that down a little bit while we have a look up here. So you will have your source window. Your source window is how we preview clips before we put them onto the timeline. So if I have an individual clip in my project file, I can double click on it and I can see what it looks like in the source file. Next to that, we have Lumetri scopes. This is something that is really useful when we're doing colour correction and colour grading. Next to that, we have effect controls. This is how we're going to change or adapt any effect that we add to a piece of footage. We can also change elements of the footage, so we can resize a clip, we can reframe a clip using our effect controls. There is a text tab. So the text tab will show you all of the different pieces of text that you have added, any credits for example, or subtitles that you have added. You'll be able to see that in there. And next to that you have Audio Clip Mixer. This is a very quick and simple way to adjust the volume of individual audio clips in your timeline, but it is better for more complicated editing to take audio into Adobe Audition and work on it there. You may see arrows at the end of a window, and that just allows you to flick between all of the different elements. Over here is our program window. So this program window here will show our timeline, everything that's on our timeline. So this is basically our live view of everything that's on our timeline, including any effects that we have added. And if we go over here to the right, we usually have our effects over here. So you can have a look at different audio transitions, video effects, and video transitions. They're the main ones that we'll use. We can also look at graphics templates. Our history tab is all the different things that we have done in this timeline, so we can undo certain things. Down here we have our essential sound window, which is simple effects or simple adjustments we can make to sound. Next to that we have Lumetri Color, and this is how we will change colour effects, anything to do with brightness, contrast, colour correction or colour grading. We'll use our Lumetri Color tab. If you ever want to change to a different window, you can go to Window, Workspaces, and you can change between all of these. You can also move them around to your own preference. So for example, your timeline, if you wanted your timeline up here, you can drag that in there, or you can drag it back down here, and you'll see that you can either put it in between two things, or you can put it on top of something else like this. So this is our audio volume levels, so we can put it next to that. This is our toolbar. We don't necessarily want that big. We can make that nice and small, and then make our audio bars smaller. So you can have a play around with that, or just use your workspaces. Whenever I go through editing, I'm going to use the effects workspace, because that means your effects tab is over here, your effect controls is over here, your project file is over here, and your timeline is here. And they're the main things that we're going to be using and interacting with in Premiere Pro.